Hello students, this is Sweety. Hope you are all well and are enjoying this period of lockdown. I am here to help you with the subject English Literature from your syllabus. Due to the novel COVID-19 pandemic, we are not able to have face-to-face interaction. To sort out this problem, I am here in front of you with the video lessons. So, till the school reopens, we are going to have virtual classes. Let me start with the first chapter, and the name of the chapter is The Measures of My Powers. Before starting the explanation, I would like to give you the short summary of this chapter. This is an extract from M.F.K. Fisher's Gastronomical Me. It is an autobiographical piece that narrates about the experiences of author with cooking. In the first paragraph itself, the author describes the love and care for her mother. She prepared a dish for her mother when her baby brother was born. After having that dish, her mother got red rashes on her body. And the dish turned into the nightmare for her mother. Later on, though she had read a lot of books related to cooking and developed her cooking style and experimented in the kitchen, she was not above messing up. Then she narrates about an incident with her sister when she compelled her sister to have a sauce with a lot amount of curry powder in it. After eating that sauce, her sister developed blisters inside her lips. In the end of the chapter, the author describes about when they moved to the other country after her grandmother's death and how they changed the style of eating food. This is what there in the whole chapter. This chapter is about the author's early age life. So it is an extract from the book. So we have a small part of that particular book. Now the next part is that I'll be reading the whole chapter paragraph by paragraph and I'll explain you, and I want my students to concentrate on each and every pronunciation so that you should not pronounce any of the word incorrectly. So let us move on to the next part of the video, that is paragraph wise explanation. Chapter 1, The Measure of My Powers. The first thing I cooked was pure poison. I made it for mother. After my baby brother, David was born, and within 20 minutes of the first swallow, she was covered with great itching red wells. As I told you in the summary, that the first passage deals with the love and care of author towards her mother. She prepared a dish for her mother when her mother gave birth to a child, and the name of the child was David. It was her brother. Then when her mother had that dish, she developed some red rashes on her body. Here a word is given in the end of the passage, that is wells. Wells means red raised marks on the skin. The doctor came. Soda compresses were laid on. Sedatives and mild physic were scattered about, and all subsided safely, except my feeling of deep shock and hurt professional pride. As the nurse, Miss Falk pointed out, I should have been content on let well enough alone. Now here in this passage, what is being said that the doctor was being called when after seeing the red marks on her mother's body. Then the doctor said to apply some pieces of clothes to get relief from the inflammation which was being caused due to the red marks. Then some medicines were being provided. Some old medicines which were there scattered and they were being moved out from there, and everything was safe. Then here what happened, the author was in a deep shock after seeing that what has happened to my mother, and this particular feeling made her professional pride hurt, as she was thinking that she is a good chef or she is a good cook, you can say, and this kind of a feeling was being hurt. And there was a nurse was also being called out, and that nurse name was Miss Falk, and she said that to avoid disturbing her mother and be calm about what has happened and forget everything. That was being said by the nurse. Then in the next passage, what she thought, the author thought about cooking some sort of a pudding for her mother once again. The pudding was safe enough and she prepared the pudding too. A little round white shuddering milk thing I had made that morning under the stern eye of Miss Falk, and under the strict eye, stern means strict, as she was watching her carefully and taking care that she should not add such kind of ingredient that will hurt once again her mother. So she prepared pudding once again. Whoever it was that succeeded mad aura in the kitchen, and she was able to prepare the pudding. It had set correctly. It was made according to invalid cookery, and that particular pudding was being made, and she has seen that recipe from the book named Invalid Cookery, and that book was from the one of the best recipe book of her mother's best recipe book, and had cleaned my fingernails. I had cleaned my fingernails until tear filled my eyes before I touched so much as the box of cornstarch. And now after preparing that pudding, she was feeling very happy that she has prepared such a good kind of pudding. Then in the middle of the afternoon, means in between the afternoon, when the pudding slid with a chill plop into the saucer. When she put that pudding, it just moved smoothly into the saucer. I knew that I could not stand to present it. My first culinary triumph in its current state, it was too pure, too colorless. And she was thinking that the pudding doesn't look attractive. So she wanted to make it something catchy, so that her mother get attracted to that particular dish. And then for that, what she did, a kind of loyalty to Aura rose in me, and without telling Miss Falk, she didn't inform Miss Falk. She ran into the backyard, and she just went into the backyard and picked 10 soft ripe blackberries, and then from there she plucked some blackberries to decorate it. I blew off the alley dust and placed them gently in a perfect circle around the little pudding. Then she came from the path. Alley dust means it is a path in a garden or a park, you can say. From there she just came and she put all those ripe blackberries around the pudding so that it may look something attractive. Its cool perfection leaped into sudden prettiness, like Miss America when the winning ribbon is hung across her chest. How happy she was feeling after preparing the pudding, like she was feeling that she got the title of Miss America. How a girl or a model feels when she gets the title of America, being Miss America, that kind of feeling she had in her heart after preparing that dish. She was very much happy. And even a little while later, after some time, when her mother lay covered with compresses, as her mother was on the bed and she had some pieces of clothes on her body to relieve the inflammation. Compresses, I have already told you the meaning of compresses. The same thing I am repeating here, that she had some pieces of clothes on her red marks to get relief from inflammation. Inflammation means the heat which is being created when you have something, red rashes or something like that. And Miss Falk pursed her lips. Miss Falk, when she was there standing, she just pressed her lips, both the lips together and outward, as if saying she wanted to say something that she doesn't think that this dish is proper. David howled for a meal he couldn't have. He wanted to have that meal which he will not be able to have because he might drink hive juice, because he had to have to eat or drink hive juice. Mother smiled at my shocked, anxious confusion. Mother gave a short smile when she saw, or she is thinking about that I am quite nervous. And she said, Mother said, don't worry, sweet. Here, she was trying to say, don't worry, sweetheart. It was the loveliest pudding I have ever had. She just said her that this is the best pudding that she ever had in her life. I agreed with her in spite of her despair, and she agreed too. She was also thinking that this is the best pudding, and she didn't show that she is very much sad. I can't remember ever learning anything. She didn't remember that she just learned anything, learned small things. That is, I don't hear mother's voice saying to me. She didn't remember that mother was trying to tell her something about the small things too. Like she just told me that this is a teaspoon and this is a particular egg, or this is a sieve, or what you have to do with this sieve. You have to just put the flour inside the sieve and make it pass through that to make it clean. So these small things were not being told to her. Now this is a teaspoon and this is the way you sift flour, and warm eggs won't make mayonnaise. And she said about that the warm eggs are not going to prepare mayonnaise, a proper mayonnaise. Mayonnaise is a kind of a sauce. But evidently, Miss, she said, but obviously I love to cook. She loved cooking very much. She taught me several things without making them into lessons. She taught me means she was telling about her mother, that mother taught her many things without converting them into lessons, because lessons make them boring. So without making it boring, she taught her in a very pleasant manner. Because in the next few years, I knew how to make white sauce and cupcakes with grated orange rind in them. So she was saying that she didn't taught her into lessons, and after next few years, she was able to make white sauce. She was able to prepare white sauce. She was also able to prepare cupcakes, and in that cupcakes, she used to put some grated orange rind. Grated means reduce into pieces orange rind. Rind is a tough skin of a citrus fruit, you can say. Citrus fruit, all of you are aware about citrus fruit like lemon, oranges and so on. Father was always very complimentary about them. Father appreciated those cupcakes a lot. And Annie and I loved to have ours until the rest of the family had left the table. Till all the family members left the table, Annie is her sister, author's sister. Both of them love to have it slowly, love to eat it slowly till all the rest other family members leave the table, and then cover them with cream and sugar. They used to cover those cupcakes, like they used to put icing on it and eat them with a spoon, and they used to have it with spoon. I could make jelly rolls too, which seems odd now. She was able to prepare jelly rolls, and this thing looks very strange now. I don't think I have ever tasted one since I was 10. And the author was saying till the age of 10 she used to have it, but after that she didn't remember that she had ever tasted any one of the jelly rolls. Much less had any interest in putting one together. And she was not even having an interest to create something like that, like those jelly rolls. I love to read cookbooks, and she was fond of reading cooking books. Unlike my feeling for jelly roll, that passion has grown stronger with the years, as her feeling of not liking those jelly rolls had grown very stronger with the years has passed. And inevitably means as one would expect. I started to improve on what I had read. Whatever the knowledge she got from the book, she started implementing it into her recipes. Once I made poor Annie share my proud misery with something I called a fascinating name. Once she had prepared something and she shared that with her sister. Misery means it's a state of feeling unhappy. Something what she was feeling very much unhappy, and I called a fascinating name. Means here fascinating name is extremely interesting name. She called that particular dish with an extremely interesting name. I was sure I read about it in a Fanny Farmer. Fanny Farmer is a cookbook, and she had read the recipe of that particular dish from that book. All you did was add curry powder. What she did? She just added curry powder to a white sauce and poured and put it over slide hard-boiled eggs. There were some hard-boiled eggs, and she poured and she just poured that sauce on it, and in that sauce a high amount of curry powder was being added. Once what happened, just let us see into the next paragraph. When mother said she and father would be away one night, mother said that father and she and father will be away one night and might get supper alone, and they have to eat the last meal of the day alone. I hid the gleam in my eye. She was very much happy. It looked into her eye, but she hid it. That gleam here means that the shine which was there, that the feeling of happiness which was there, that both of us will be there only at home, and mother and father will be away for one night. When she told me to put the sauce and the egg in a casserole, and she said her that you have to put the sauce and the egg in the casserole. Here casserole means casserole is a kind of stew that is cooked slowly in an oven. And be sure to drink milk. And mother also instructed them that you have to drink milk too. Open a jar of plums or something for dessert. And she said that if you want, you can take some plums from the jar and have some dessert. Dessert means sweets. Yes, mother, I know I can do it. Then she said, she was very much confident that yes, I'll be preparing all those things what you said, that I'll prepare a sauce and I'll put it into a casserole and I'll prepare it and we'll have the supper. I said smoothly and the egg recipe danced madly in my mind, and she was thinking about how she is going to prepare that dish, and that she had already made a mind map. She has already prepared that recipe in her mind. Safely unsaid until mother was out of the house. She didn't tell in front of her mother about the recipe what she is going to prepare, but she kept in her mind, and mother went out. The casserole was handsome too when Annie and I sat down to it in exciting solitude at the big table. As they were alone, solitude means here a state of feeling alone. She just looked at the casserole and she was thinking, oh, it's very nice. And they sat on the big table. It was a big table and both of them were alone. Annie admired me. There was no doubt of it. And I admired myself. And here Annie admired that there is no doubt of it means here about the dish. And admired myself. And here author admired herself for preparing such kind of a good dish. The rich brown sauce bubbled and sent out enticing puff. Here they saw that particular dish and how it looks. There was a brown sauce on it and bubbles were created on the dish and sent out enticing puff. Here enticing means attractive. Puff means a kind of a sudden explosion. I sat in father's place. Author sat on father's place. All of you know that on the dining table we have separate places for every person. As the head of the family we have father, and father has the main place on the dining table. And here this time this author, he was sitting on her father's place and served each of us generously, and both of them had it. The first bite and perhaps the next 2 or 3 were all right. They have taken first bite, then second and then third, and everything was okay. We were hungry as they were too hungry and in a hurry, and they were too much eager to have or feel the taste of the dish, and they even didn't remember that the dish is too warm. And with the first and the second bite, they felt warmth in their bellies. Bellies here, stomach. And in a hurry to feel the warmth in our bellies. Then Annie put down her fork. Then suddenly Annie just put her fork down. She beat me to it and she started beating author. So I continued to hold mine, and she wanted to hold that her dish which she had. Determined like any honest cook to support my product. As every chef likes to do, that he wanted to protect the particular recipe which he had prepared. Why did you stop eating? I asked Annie. Then the author asked her sister that why she had stopped eating the dish. Then what answer she received from her sister? It's too hot, it burns. She was saying that the dish is too hot and it's burning my mouth. She gulped her milk, means she swallowed her milk. Blow on it. And then the author gave instruction to her sister To expel air. To expel, blow on it means expel air. Expel air means to force air across her mouth. Like if we eat something hot, then how we do? Something like that. So she said to do her like in that manner. I instructed her, mother's not here. And she too said that mother is not at home. So I have to take care of you. For today, till here we are going to study. And I'll come in the next video with the remaining part of the chapter. So, hope you liked the explanation. Thank you so much and take care.